Join me in the Mindfulish School for 200-hour yoga teacher training. It's a hybrid format, so 1 month of it is online to get the basics and the foundations, and then we meet in Bali for 2 weeks to really embody the practice and to learn to speak it and to breathe and move other bodies. So if you're interested, click the link in the bio. Would love to explore with you. Hello and welcome to your practice. If you'd like to bring a towel or a blanket or a nice fur in the middle of your mat or your space, just for some softness of the knees, it might be supportive. We'll begin kneeling and take 3 rounds of breath to arrive in your body and whatever that means right now. Maybe there's tension, maybe there's space. 3 rounds of breath to notice and to ground and to gather yourself. Bring the hands to heart center. Actively press palm into palm, so much so that you feel the shoulder blades come onto the back just slightly. Lift the back of the neck, crown of the head, and release the shoulders down. 1 big inhale. And release. Hands come forward into a tabletop position. Hands find earth, a little bit of a suction and organic movement in the spine. Maybe really small, maybe quite big and dynamic, your choice. And then tuck your toes, send the hips back into active child's pose. Hands press down. Isometrically pull hands and knees towards one another so the heart kind of slings forward. Big inhale, broaden across the collarbone. And then an exhale, push the hands away. The chin tucks, tailbone tucks, round forward, puff up the back of the heart, shoulders over wrists. And then soften the elbows, sit bones move up, hips move back, active child's pose. Hands and knees move towards one another. And then exhale, hands and knees move away from one another. Tuck the tailbone, round the spine, chin to chest, round forward. Move between these two. Find your undulation, your ripple with your breath. About 3 times, 3 or 4 times. Just moving and breathing today. Simple, steady. Meeting an active child's pose. And then rounding as you come forward, a little different this time. Bring the shoulders farther, more towards the fingertips, over the fingertips, and take the heels close to the booty. So you'll be kind of up on the knees, and then slide them over towards the right. You can kind of bring the knees towards one another, and the hands are still reaching towards the top of the mat. So you're kind of finding yourself essentially in a child's pose with the arms to the right. Maybe you even bring the left hand over the right hand. Getting big left side body stretch. Maybe there's an undulation in the spine. Maybe not. All right, put the weight into the right hand and stand up into the knees. Left hand's kind of just dripping down. And on an inhale, open it a little bit. You rotate the chest and then release it back down. And again, like that, really pushing, spiraling the heart. This time, bring the left foot out. Point the toes towards the bottom of the mat. And again, rotate the heart down. And then inhale, reach all the way up. This time the hand comes all the way up to the sky. And send the hips back to the heels, back to the right heel, and we'll slither towards the back of the mat. Left hand plants and right hand reaches, yeah. And then here, undulate the spine, fold inside the left leg. And then hips kind of go back again and we slither towards the top of the mat. Left arm reaches towards the top of the mat, rotates open, and then lift the left knee up and bend the leg like you're in kind of like a tree pose with the left leg. Maybe left hand comes to the knee. Just have a big opening here. Heart spirals open. And then exhale, child's pose facing regular, the way that we started. Full round of breath. Round the back, roll forward as you tuck the toes and slide back, active child's pose. Once more like this, twice more like this. Finding the undulation, the ripple, letting the breath be the guide. And then next time you come forward, maybe you come onto the fingertips. If I kind of open the heart, I'd like to bring the hands a little bit more forward. Then I can bring the heels. Maybe there's a little bit of like a cobra pose in the upper body. And then slide the legs over towards the left and come into child's pose with a side twist. Same thing here. Maybe right hand over left hand, maybe undulation or just stillness. Open right side body. Just a gentle, steady breath. Regardless of the position you find yourself in, there's a little bit of an expansion on an inhale, and you can really bring your attention around to the low ribs. Not just in the front, but all the way around. And can you feel an expansion 360? And then a little bit of a release, smooth, steady. All right, weight into the left hand and the legs open up just a little bit, like you're rotating the heart open and then collapse back down. Again, push down to open up. This time the right leg comes up and out. Again, close it off. And this next time, open, open, open. Hand comes all the way up. And then the hips sink back to the left heel, slither to the back. Hands reach off to the right side here. And then undulate, wave the spine inside the right leg. Still that opening and closing all the way around the bottom ribs. And then slither to the top of the mat. Big opening, reach towards the top of the mat. And then lift the right leg up. Kind of like a floating tree pose here. Maybe you grab for the knee, spiral heart open. And slowly release into active child's pose. And 2 ripples, wave forward. And wave back. Once more. Smooth, steady. All right, this time the heels are going to come with us. So if you'd like to take the upward dog in the torso, maybe come forward a little bit in the hands. Bring the heels towards the glutes, and then we rotate the legs over to the right. Child's pose, twisted. Couple rounds of breath here. All right, beginning to come up on your next inhale. Just come up a little bit. You're just beginning to kind of unfurl and release back down. Twice more like this. Maybe the leg comes out this time. Toes point to the back of the mat. Close it off. And then inhale, open, open, rotate, open, left arm drips all the way up. Hips move back towards the right heel as you slither to the left. Maybe this time you open all the way, the right arm opens, your choice, or take those little undulations. And then slither towards top of the mat. Right hand plants, left arm opens up, left leg lifts. Maybe you grab for the knee, maybe you even grab for the foot, your choice. Heart spirals open. All right, listen up a little bit different. The left leg is going to come to the top of the mat and come into a lizard pose. Wiggle around. And we're going to turn it to the side, so kind of a side lizard. So you can take the left toes, turn them to the left. And then the right hip slowly comes down onto the ground, but take your time. I keep walking this left foot back so I have more space to do this. And slowly the right hip's finding the earth. I like this nice big side stretch on the right side body, so that you'll feel it where you feel it. Also nice to use the left arm to kind of push the left leg away. There's some stuff happening there as well. You may want to come down on the right forearm, your choice. And we're going to come into a double pigeon. So I'll just slide that bottom leg to center, and we're kind of already there. Double pigeon. It's a great place for a block. You can also extend the bottom leg out and choose where you'd like to be here. You can stay up. You can take a twist. You can fold forward. And the more that you tilt the pelvis forward, like as if you were going to pour water out the front of the bowl, pelvic bowl, you'll bring a bit more sensation, intensity into the pose. But go where it feels sustainable, where the breath still flows. And then begin to lean back just slightly, and we'll bring the right leg out and open, like a wide leg Janu Shirshasana here. Slide the right hand down the leg. Maybe it grabs for the ankle, the calf, maybe the foot. We'll take a side stretch here. Left arm can go up and over. It can kind of hang like a wet noodle over the top of the head. One of my favorite cues, or wrap around the back possibly, encouraging the heart to spiral open. Root down through the left sit bone. About 3 rounds of breath here. Slowly rise up. We're going to turn towards the left. You can tuck the back leg in just a little bit. We'll come into a deer pose. So it's like a pigeon pose, but you're on your left hip. And we'll only stay here for about 5 rounds of breath. So you can take pigeon or just lay down over the left leg here. Your choice. Find your pose here. And since we're only staying for a few rounds of breath, can you really absorb and sponge into each breath? How much can you let go and arrive in this pose? Arrive in this place. Slowly coming up into the hands. Push the ground away. Bring the knees back. Child's pose. Active child's pose. Twice undulate forward. And coming back. We'll do the same thing on the other side here. All right, this time coming forward, maybe walking the hands forward, bringing the heels towards the glute, maybe opening the heart, maybe not. And wave the legs over to the left and pour into the side child's pose, stillness or sway. Left hand plants. Begin to peel open just halfway and exhale, release down. This is slow growing, slow gathering. The right leg finds its way out, toes pointing towards the away from you. And slowly open all the way. And hips slide back, wave towards the right foot. And your choice, open all the way up or pour inside. And then slither back around and open up. Right leg comes up, maybe grabbing for the knee. Leaning back slightly here, pluming heart forward and up. And then gaze down towards the earth, right foot steps forward and come into a lizard pose. Really melting yourself inside the right leg here. I really like to kind of wag and wiggle in. And then eventually we'll be turning towards the right. Whew, a lot of mosquitoes out. Eventually we'll be turning towards the right. So letting the left hip slide down. And the right toes will turn out and you can slide that foot away from you as well. Any big opening on the left side body. Maybe pushing away at the right leg. You'll find the juicy spots for you, so listen and heed the call. All right, slowly transition into double pigeon. So you're just bringing left leg up, sitting yourself up, and there you are. Flex the feet. You'll notice that you'll likely be different on both sides. That's very, very normal. Pelvic bowl kind of pouring forward, so slightly tilting pelvic bowl forward. Another way to think about that is like sit bones going kind of up and back. Your booty sticking out just slightly. Steady breath. Can we stay steady in its fluctuation? Really good metaphor for change and impermanence there. We have the ability to stay steady even while it's always shifting, always changing. All right. Slowly releasing back, left leg goes out. Slide left hand down, maybe grabbing foot or not. Many places in between there, and find your pose. Same. Lots of options here. I really like to remind myself, right, sit bone pushing down, rooting down. It intensifies sensation in the QL muscle, right side body. Two more big breaths. Gentle expansion and contraction of the lower ribs all the way around. Slowly coming up. Kind of bring that left leg with you, kind of tuck it in, and then we'll turn towards the right. And take deer pose or pigeon pose, your prerogative, your choice. And pour forward about 5 rounds of breath here. Just about a minute with a slow, steady breath. Slowly, hands finding the earth. Push yourself up. Push the earth away and then find yourself back. Child's pose. Active child's pose. Twice more, rounding forward. Shifting back. Untuck the toes. Pour down into child's pose, but just for a moment. And then keep the hips to the heels and you'll drag the hands back as you slowly roll up to seated. Let the arms lift, hands gather, and exhale. Seal it. Hands to heart, maybe thumbs to heart center. Heart center kisses back. Lifting back of the neck, crown of the head. 3 rounds of breath to close here. Big inhale. Release. Big inhale, maybe a hum on the way out. Oh yeah, like that once more. Placing your hands on your body somewhere. Taking a moment to say thank you. Thanks for taking the time, carving out the space. I hope that this class was of benefit. Slow, sweet, breathy. Yeah. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you again on your mat. If you're enjoying these classes, then I want to invite you to my membership service, CCY Studio. This is where we get to explore with longer classes, full-length classes, and we get to investigate not only more into the physical body and longer shavasanas, but also yogic and Buddhist philosophy, and more time to marinate and percolate with all of it. Also just putting up a new asana library, and this has about 10 of the core poses and really intricate ways and investigations to put it not only in your body, but also some teaching tips. So if you're a teacher, this is really valuable as well. So if you're interested, you get a 14-day free trial. You can cancel at any time, and I just encourage you to check it out. I think that it's a beautiful place to go a little bit deeper. So I hope to see you over there. You can find more details in the links below.